There is a quiet wisdom that only arrives after one has weathered enough storms. Not the kind found in books, but the kind that seeps into your marrow after watching 26,000 sunrises. A heartbreaking truth repeats itself. Most of us spend half our lives learning lessons that were waiting right in front of our eyes. We walk through youth under the illusion of forever, casually postponing joy, stowing away our most vibrant selves for a distant tomorrow that was never promised. We chase shadows, climbing ladders of prestige only to realize with horror that they were leaning against the wrong wall. The cold perspective you must etch into your heart is this: time is not a medicine. It is a neutral and ruthless flow. It heals nothing if you only sit and wait. It simply makes you grow old alongside unresolved pain. Do not confuse existing through tens of thousands of sunny days with truly living. We build prisons called should have, where you feel like a failure at 35 or too late at 50, simply because you are comparing your broken backstage with someone else's polished final product. Look at the oak tree. It feels no inferiority because the pine next to it grows faster. Nature does not operate on comparison. It operates on its own perfect rhythm. Before we deconstruct the truths that will awaken you, pause for a beat. If your soul is stirred, hit subscribe to Stoic Journey. Leave a comment, "I choose wisdom today," and share this with someone who is lost. This interaction is more than support. It is a steel-clad commitment. From today, you choose action over waiting. Listen with a lifetime of experience. This wisdom is not for the casual passerby. It is for the warriors brave enough to face themselves, so they don't wake up at 73 realizing they spent their entire lives preparing to live rather than actually living. 1. The prison of comparison and your unique rhythm. We live in an age where the success of others becomes a death sentence for our own peace. You see a millionaire at 25 and feel like a loser while struggling with monthly bills. But the truth is, there is no race. Life is not a marathon with a common finish line. It is a unique odyssey where everyone has their own time zone. An entrepreneur starting at 50 is not slower than one who started at 25. They are simply walking a different path. Look at everyday reality. A woman finds true love at age 60. Is she late? No. She is right on time for her own story. Do not let the numbers on your ID dictate where you should be. When you are busy staring at the next lane, you miss the flowers blooming under your own feet. Comparison is a thief of presence. It turns every day into a desperate struggle to meet phantom standards. Remember, the oak takes decades to stand firm, while weeds take weeks to turn green. Their strengths are fundamentally different. My perspective is this: comparison is a toxic debt that you pay for with your soul's tranquility. You are borrowing someone else's ruler to measure your core value, and the price is the loss of your true self. If you don't stop, you will spend your life as a flawed copy of someone else instead of a great original. Silence of the mind only comes when you dare to admit, "My pace is my power." But what happens when those around you are the ones constantly reminding you of your tardiness? The answer lies in the circle you allow to exist around you. 2. The power of silence and energetic resonance. There is a razor-sharp truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with those who constantly lament their fate, your soul will slowly be tinted with darkness. Energy does not lie, and blind loyalty to toxic relationships, kept alive only by long history, is a mistake you will pay for with a lifetime of peace. It is time to become the gatekeeper of your own soul. Look at the friends around you. Do they fuel your dreams? Or are they energy vampires who drain your positivity every time you have a new idea? Real power doesn't lie in loud assertions, but in intentional silence. In a noisy world, the one who knows how to hold their tongue is the one who holds authority. Silence is not weakness or submission. It is a weapon that protects you from cheap provocations. When someone insults you, your silence strips them of their power. When you refuse to explain, you demonstrate that you have nothing to prove. A prime example. The most successful individuals often listen more than they speak. They observe what others miss, while those others are intoxicated by the sound of their own voices. The unique value I want you to realize is this. Silence is a filter for the soul. It strains out the noise of public opinion and leaves behind the resonance of truth. If you cannot endure silence, you will never hear the voice of your true self. Practice being silent in the face of pointless arguments, silent before judgment, and let the results of your actions speak for you. However, silence only holds value when accompanied by a healthy body to enjoy that peace, something most of us neglect until it's far too late. 3. The true asset and the cost of procrastination. Most people treat their bodies like a rental car they never intend to return. We sacrifice our health at 30 to build a career, only to find ourselves at 60 willing to spend every cent of that wealth just to buy back a single day without pain. This is the costliest lesson of all. Health is not everything, but without it, everything else is zero. The late nights, the fast food, the chronic stress, all of these are sending invoices to your future self, and the interest rates are ruthless. Imagine having $1 million in your account but being unable to walk to the balcony to watch the sunset because your legs have failed you. That is not success. That is a failed business deal. True happiness does not lie at a destination called retirement. It lies in the ability to be present in every footstep right now. We often postpone fulfillment for a distant future, but the truth is that the journey is the only reward we truly possess. Every goal reached will leave a void immediately after if you do not cherish the moments along the way. My perspective here is, view health as the foundation of freedom. A sick person has only one dream. A healthy person has 10,000. Do not wait until you are confined to a hospital bed to utter the words, "if only." The regret of what you didn't do is always heavier than any failure you've ever tasted. Failure is a lesson, but regret is a life sentence you carry to the end. So, do you have the courage to live for yourself starting right now, even if it means disappointing the expectations of everyone else? 4. The strategy of refusal. The courage to disappoint others. Many people spend their entire lives pleasing everyone except themselves. They choose careers to satisfy their parents, marry due to societal pressure, and remain in soul-crushing relationships for fear of gossip. But here is the cold, hard truth. You cannot build the life you want without the courage to disappoint others. The reality is that every time you say yes to something you dislike, you are saying no to your own soul. People-pleasing is a futile endeavor because their standards will always shift. Only your regret remains permanent. Consider the artist forced to study law. 30 years later, he has fame and fortune, but every morning is an ordeal because his soul has long been dormant. His parents' disappointment was temporary, but the pain of betraying his true nature is eternal. We fear judgment, but those who judge you today will move on to something else tomorrow, while you are left to live with the consequences of your choices. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is the minimum self-respect required to survive. From my perspective, disappointing others is a mandatory rite of passage. It is the moment you separate who you are from who they want you to be. If you don't dare to upset someone with your truth, you are living a borrowed life. Remember, those who truly love you will respect your boundaries. Those who only love your compliance never belonged in your journey to begin with. The question is, will you choose the short-term pain of refusal or the long-term agony of an unfinished life? 5. Turning the present into a masterpiece. Our greatest mistake is viewing the present as merely a stepping stone toward a better future. We eat lunch while thinking of the afternoon meeting. We sit with loved ones while scrolling through phones for a hit of virtual stimulation. We are constantly preparing to live instead of actually living. The truth is, tomorrow is a promise that life is under no obligation to keep. The present is not a bridge. It is all you have. Happiness is not found at the mountain peak. It is in the labored breath of the climb, the cool water during a rest, and even the scorching sun on the path. If you cannot find beauty in a simple meal or a quiet afternoon, you will not find it in a mansion. Look at a child at play. They don't worry about the future or regret the past. They are simply there. That is the forgotten wisdom of humanity. My personal insight for you: do not wait for everything to be perfect before you start enjoying life. It will never be perfect. There will always be a bill to pay, a problem to solve, and a burden to carry. Stoic wisdom teaches us to view each day as a miniature life, born in the morning, closed at night. If you turn each miniature life into a masterpiece of presence, you will never fear death. Stop chasing milestones and start loving the interludes, because at the end of the road, what remains is not what you achieved, but how deeply you were present in your own life. Do not wait until you are 73 to realize you missed 26,000 sunny days just to prepare for a rainy day that never came. Live right now, because there is no next time, and no waiting is worth the cost. 6. How to bravely refuse and establish boundaries. The courage to say no does not stem from hatred, but from the realization that your energy is a sacred sanctuary. Do not let just anyone hold the key. We often mistake loyalty for a life sentence, clinging to toxic relationships simply because of seniority. But the razor-sharp truth is, if the 5 people you spend the most time with only sow seeds of doubt and drain your vitality, your future will be a dark replica of theirs. Refusing these energy vampires is not selfish, it is a survival instinct. Look at reality. You reluctantly agreed to a pointless gathering just because you fear being seen as eccentric, only to trade it for a weary morning and hollow regret. You are bartering the gold of your time for temporary validation from people who don't care about the depth of your soul. Marcus Aurelius once reflected on a profound irony. Why do we love ourselves more than others, yet value their opinions more than our own? Every time you say yes while your soul screams no, you are hand-placing another brick in the prison of self-betrayal. Establishing boundaries is about staking a territorial marker for your soul. This is where I stop to protect myself. Do not fear disappointing others. Their disappointment is their responsibility, not your obligation. Start tightening the reins of your life with the smallest things. Decline an unnecessary late-night call, or frankly, skip an event where you don't truly belong. Remember, the pain of others' disappointment is short-term, but the death of your passion is a permanent sentence. A decisive no today is the ultimate affirmation for a brilliant and free tomorrow. 7. How to identify a toxic relationship. Identifying a toxic relationship isn't an investigation into others' faults, but an honest dialogue with your deepest emotions. Ask yourself, how many people in your circle are silently demanding that you shrink yourself or dim your light just so they can feel comfortable? The clearest sign of toxicity is the erosion of your energy. After every conversation, if instead of feeling inspired, you find yourself heavy, skeptical, and exhausted, that is the footprint of an energy vampire. To truly awaken, I want you to perform a sharp test. List the people you interact with most and record how you actually feel after every encounter. Do you feel elevated or diminished? Hopeful or desperate? Epictetus taught that freedom is not just escaping physical chains, but bravely cutting the invisible cords that strangle your growth. Loyalty to someone who harms your soul is a vicious betrayal of yourself. A real relationship should be a place that fuels your fire, not a spectator waiting to blow it out the moment you start to shine. What I have shared here are not empty cliches to soothe your soul, nor are they lofty theories from a textbook. These are truths distilled from decades of collective regret, painful falls, and the late-night realizations of those standing at the sunset of their lives. Before you step through these 9 doors of wisdom, I need you to drop your defenses. Be prepared. The truth is rarely gentle. It is like a blade cutting through a safety shell to rescue a suffocating soul. We are not here to listen to a lecture. We are here for self-reflection. Do you dare to look directly at your own cracks? Do you have the courage to admit that for too long you have been living someone else's script? Take a deep breath. This is the roadmap to reclaim your 26,000 sunny days. Remember, happiness was never a ticket waiting at the end of the road. It is in the very footsteps you take on the gravel of today's journey. We have deconstructed these sharp truths not so you drown in regret, but so you begin a more brilliant, more courageous present. Do not wait until your breath becomes labored and your legs grow weak to realize you spent your life preparing to live, rather than actually living. If these words have reached your core, do not leave like a stranger. Subscribe to Stoic Journey, like and share this video. Leave a comment. No more waiting, only living. To confirm to yourself that from this moment, you master your own destiny. This awakening is not for the masses. It is for the warriors who dare to disappoint the world to gain the freedom of their true self. Choose to wake up now and write your most brilliant chapter. I will see you in the next silence, where the most valuable truths are waiting to be unearthed. Keep the inner fire burning, warrior of Stoic Journey. I'll see you on the path ahead.